your name, please?
So I'm Steve, and I play a ranger called Kostling on Junal. I'm an officer of Undivided Faith, which is you can see from the T-shirt that I've been in Vegas before. This is a guild get-together a couple of years ago.
He wants to have my group of Viz too.
Yeah, I wanted to have a group of Viz too. She's kind of like caught up on that.
I'm Kubersky's from Junal too, and I'm a shaman that likes Viz. That's all I want is my group of Viz.
I'm Dewey. Other people might know me as Louie. On Junal, I have 1,000 tunes, but love EQ. Second time at Fan Faire. It's my little baby in here. It's going to be Bard or a Ranger. We don't know yet.
Well, we already have a 4-year-old.
Well, we have a 4-year-old and he plays Ranger. This is going to be Bard, because I'm a rogue. I like it.
Over Jesus.
Right.
Don't hurt me. Leave me alone. Make it better.
So, you met, and did you met in game or?
Yeah, we met in game. I was in the Navy, and
he needed a slower, and I was a shaman.
We actually raided together in Assault way back on set, and we did tip every day for 5 weeks straight. Our relationship formed after that. I mean, just trying to. I played a warrior, I 4-boxed a warrior, cleric, rogue, and beast lord. She played a shaman. And we always just added a puller. That's how we met.
It seems to happen a lot. We got another couple in the guild who also met through the game and got married last year. I went to their wedding, which is like cool. It's like EQ themed the wedding.
So last night, were you here?
Yeah, we were here last night.
I just got in about 10 p.m. last night, so I didn't see anything last night.
There was a wedding last night.
There was a wedding. What do you think about that?
I think it's awesome.
Cool. Do you think maybe?
People that can attribute EQ into their lives, they're blessed.
Wonderful.
You save a lot of money on EQ. I mean, I can't count how much money I have in the bank. Well, I can't because I go to the bank. I got so much money in the bank because of this game, it's not even funny. I mean, without this game, I used to pay at least $100 per night for going to play pool, bowling, movies. But now we just play EQ, it's awesome. We don't even need cables. It's awesome.
Apart from me to
yeah, the internet.
The internet, right? So how long have you been playing EQ, and what is something that you remember most as something that you've achieved during your time in EverQuest?
I've achieved a lot. I've been playing since about 2002.
Yeah, I started in 2002.
And what have we achieved? I mean, it depends on the expansion you're talking about. I achieved learning that the book went to planar knowledge. I'll never forget that. I was on a PvP server, and the evils were coming through the book. Anyway, I was like, oh, what's that book do? I hadn't played the book. I didn't know the book went to planar knowledge.
I didn't have planar knowledge. I clicked on the book and got sent somewhere else in the zone. I was like, well, at least I'm away from the guys that are going to kill me.
No, 2.0, maybe. No, raid leader AAs, no those. That was an achievement.
I would be I would be in great achievement if I could get my group of Viz.
Maxing raid leader AAs.
Yeah.
I want my group of Viz.
So I see EverQuest and EverQuest 2 have a lot of expansions. 17 expansions, wow.
Yeah, I don't know much about EQ2.
No. But
it's like it's part of my religion, you know, thou shalt have no other game than these.
I hear they're vastly different from each other.
I hear that too. Having played EQ2.
Could not comment.
Okay, so EverQuest has been around like one of the game-breaking industry games for quite some time. Still rolling, keeping on trucking. I mean, it's a great game. Always see it every year.
But it's all about the community, really. I mean, the reason that people stay for so long. I mean, the game is part of the gameplay, but an awful lot of it's community because you get to know people really quite well. And as I say, we've had these meetings in real life, hence this T-shirt. And you kind of get bound to people in the game, and it keeps you there. Even at times, you know. If you play reasonably intensely, you tend to get through most of what you can do in an expansion probably after a few months. And the rest of the year, what keeps you playing is is the community with your guild and people you know. So I think that's what it's got going for it. It keeps it going year after year after year.
Community. You know, I'd have to say the same for my game. I don't play EverQuest, never have. So what would you say for me that why should I play EverQuest?
I don't know. What do you play now?
Star Wars Galaxies.
Okay.
Well, you should play EverQuest. I've played Star Wars Galaxies, and you really don't want to bash on other games. I remember when they reset the characters to level 1. That's one reason to go back to EQ, because I did it. Star Wars Galaxies came out about the God phase. GOD was actually, and GOD was just
it was one of those expansions that a lot of people didn't like.
But EverQuest, you do a lot more than Star Wars Galaxies can ever dream. The crafting in Star Wars Galaxies is kind of automated. EverQuest, they automated it a little bit, but you put all the individual components in the makeup, and you do achievements like up to 300 in every single chase, where you had to be like in Star Wars Galaxies, Master Artesian, Droid Maker, and then you have to despecialize, right? Do you still despecialize?
They've changed a lot of stuff up over the years, so you actually can master up to Droid Engineer. There's 4 different classes of traders: structures, Droid Engineer, munitions, armory, that kind of thing. But if you specialize in one, you get really better at it. So
I can't really speak to all the games, but one of the things I like about EQ is it's really subtle and deep. Partly because it's so old, there are so many abilities and the way they intertwine between different classes and the way different classes play together. And as you go through different game makeups, it has subtle implications to what you should be doing. And one of the different styles of doing things, even when you're doing the same content. And it's that subtlety that adds depth to it, that keeps you going back, because you get a slightly different experience every time.
And it doesn't decay. Does armor still decay in Star Wars Galaxies? Armor decay.
That was the old system.
But yeah, you do a quest, and then you can help other people on quests. And the raid. Anyway, there's no other game out there. I played both Star Wars Galaxies and EverQuest. If you came over to EverQuest and you played, and they should actually, honestly, go to. Everyone should start out level 7 with at least 300 eggs.
Yeah, I mean, the problem that EverQuest has got now is because it's such an old game, it's quite hard to attract new people because 2 reasons. One is it's got a very mature population, so anybody coming in from the beginning's got this huge step before they're really playing the game as it is now. And that's kind of difficult to get over unless you've got friends that are already playing,
right.
In which case it's not bad. And the second is, because there's so many newer games out there, EverQuest kind of looks old. I mean, everybody would have to agree that the graphics are kind of dated and so on and so forth. But the gameplay is really solid. And at the end of the day, once you've kind of got over the wow of the initial graphics, it's the gameplay that keeps you there. And that's where all the subtlety comes from. And that's where the game comes from. And EQ's got that in spades.
Now, last night in the video announcement, they talked about EverQuest Extended, where you'll be able to keep your live characters as they are, but you'll be able to. There'll be free play for people who come in. So, like a different server is what I'm interpreting.
EQ2, right?
Is it EQ?
I think that's EQ2.
Is it?
But, I mean, I think that's potentially a good idea. I mean, the idea of having somewhere that people can start and they're all together, so they've got other people that are in a similar position, and then migrate into sort of the real game when they get into it. I think that's a good idea. But obviously, there's an issue with if you want to attract new players. There's kind of the question of marketing. Perennial question just keeps coming up. Like, why did we never do seeing marketing for EverQuest? And it's sort of difficult from SOE's point of view because obviously a lot of marketing spend in an old game is a hard sell because the initial look it doesn't market well. You know, the feel for the game is all kind of having to play it for a while, and getting over that hurdle is just a difficult problem.
But the other thing is the game now is after level 70, after level 80, after 80. The game at level 50 is almost dead. I mean, seriously. And if you started out playing today, we'd have to convince you somehow that you get past level 50. Get up some AAs, and then once you're up there, you'll be like, wow, this is the best thing, better than cheese.
So, for the developers, as this is going to Sony, what's something that you would like to see to spice up your gameplay? Something that you would like to see that's not already in the game?
I'd like you to play. I was promised for shaman.
So can you explain that to me? Because I don't play EverQuest, so I don't know exactly what you're
I'd like
talking
for them to start to shout at a higher level.
Yeah, I think I'd like to see. Well, Ace and marketing, I've got one starting server, so anybody new is concentrated in one place, where you maybe get a free transfer off at level, whatever, maybe 50, maybe 70, whatever, and then you get a free transfer to the server of your choice. That way, everybody's in one place to start with, and they've got a community to build up with, potentially.
There's got to be an option. It can't be mandatory.
That's true, because if you've got people that don't come in to play with you, then they've got to be able to play with you, so you don't. It needs to be the default option.
But one thing that would be awesome about that, the thing about EverQuest is you have different guilds and they rate different time zones. And like you have Antonia's Bell, and that's like this Euro server. And then you have mainland, most of the rating guilds is Eastern. They did what Goshi's saying, and having the servers start out, and then you get to transfer off. Before you transfer, you can do the research and say, you know, I want to go to a server that's Eastern. I want to go to a server that's Euro. And then when you transfer over, you'll have tons of people playing your time.
So I'm going to ask one last question, and each of you can answer it. Is you play a specific class of character, you know, a shaman, or why do you pick that class as opposed to any others that are offered?
The versatility, probably. I can tank sometimes when I have to, as long as it's not new content. Or I can go off and do something by myself and still heal myself and engage. But I can heal other people. I don't like to just play a class that only does one thing.
I play a ranger and kind of the same thing. There's a lot of flexibility there. I can act as a tank for groups. I can use the DPS. I can pull. I can do CC to some extent. So it's very flexible. But when I started, when I first came into the game, I kind of didn't really know anything about classes other than what you read on like what you got read in the old days when you used to get CDs. I was like, oh, I want to sort of blow things up, so I decided to play a wizard, and I was kind of like, no, this is a bit slow. And I got to like level 10 or something, which in those days took a little while.
It did.
And I was in Toxulian Forest, and I came across this character with 2 swords. I thought, wow, awesome, somebody with 2 swords. And that was a ranger, so I thought at that point I re-rolled to play as a ranger, and I've played as a ranger ever since. Mine wouldn't change now.
Nice.
I'm just well adjusted.
I picked a character that looks exactly like me. I got a halfling. They used to have the mustache that went along with it. And I was like, that's cool. I was looking to see what fit me, and I was like, thief. I want to be a rogue. I want to steal things. And kind of upset that I can't steal as much as I like in the game. The backstab is kind of cool. I never really thought of fireball.
You play at housing, you pick the logs.
Yeah, with pickable logs. Player housing with pickable logs would be awesome. But no, I just, in D&D I played the rogue. Growing up I always played the rogue. And I got EverQuest. I got EverQuest because I had nothing else to do. It was $10 on the shelf in the store. I picked it up and I'm like, I can get rogue. And I've been playing rogue for just the same character I started.
Sony.